Hi, everybody. Good evening. Damon Gonzalez. Welcome to the Slip Punches Show. We have a great show for you this afternoon. Let's all welcome the one and only Oscar Valdez to the show.
How's it
Oscar,
going?
how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Just coming back from the gym right now. Coming back, ready, more motivated than ever.
Hey, champ. Welcome. Welcome to the Slip Punches Show. We appreciate you taking some time out of your training camp to talk to us.
No problem. Anytime. I'm grateful for this opportunity. For this big fight coming up. So right now, I'm just trying to stay focused, motivated, and ready to do this.
Oscar, we're definitely going to get into that and we're going to dig into the fight. But you know something, one thing about the Slip Punches show that we love to share with the fans, first of all, how are you and your family and the team, dealing with COVID-19 out there? How's everything going? Is everybody okay?
Everybody's okay. Unfortunately, some of my family members have gotten COVID. Uh,
Oh, wow.
the COVID-19, but thank God, nothing deadly, no major problems.
Good.
We went through a hard moments, but everything's good right now. So I'm grateful with God for being blessed to have a healthy family and being able to have at least one fight this year because due to this COVID problem, a lot of boxers have not been gotten the chance to step into a ring and do their job because at the end of the day, this is our job. Go into a ring and fight for the crowd, for the fans, and get a paycheck to go back to support our family. So I'm thankful, I'm grateful, and I'm blessed to have that opportunity, and I'm blessed to have another upcoming fight right now, so I could put food on the table for my family.
Oscar, listen, you have a great story. I love your story. I love everything about it. You know, Espinoza Boxing, man, they've been the backbone in supporting you in your career. Frank Espinosa, wonderful, wonderful legend in the sport, and we're so proud to see you as many of the champions coming out of the pedigree and the Espinosa camps and stuff like that. How did things start for you? And then when you got the phone call with Top Rank, talk about the beginning. How everything worked out.
It's funny because I was just with Frank right now, not too long ago. He was at the gym with me, and we were talking about how we met. And unfortunately, one of my trainers from the Olympic Center had just passed away a couple of days ago. And we're
Condolences.
very sad about that. Professor Bonilla passed away, and we were talking about how we met each other, how me and Frank met each other. It was because of Profe Bonilla. But we had come down to San Diego for a training camp, and we met with Frank. My father was good friends with Frank, and that's how it all started with Frank Espinosa. So once we went to Olympics, came back. We already had a relationship with Frank. We know he was an honest man, a guy of business, a guy that that would also treat me as family. And we signed a deal with Frank, as a manager, and I think that's one of the best decisions we made because Frank, he's been a great manager, a great friend, and he treats us. Which we're a big family as a team. That was our first signing with Frank. After that, we got a phone call that Tom Brady wanted to talk to us, and yeah, we signed with Tom Brady. I think that was another major part of my life. I've always looked up to top ranked fighters when I was a kid, looking up to Eddie Morales, Manny Pacquiao, and Juan Manuel Marquez. All these fighters, were with top rank, and so I wanted to be part of that family, and I'm grateful to be with top rank, with Frank, with my trainers, having my father in my team. It's been a good team in general. Then that's the reason why I'm here right now as an ex world champion and a future world champion.
Definitely. As a boxing writer on the East Coast, that's something years back. The name of Oscar Valdez was mentioned a lot. A lot of your fights, you've really done everything you can to be Oscar Valdez and be who you are. So let's face it, you fought pretty much rolled through the division. You fought Mariaga, you fought Valdez, Jason Velez. Let's go back 2 years ago. I was in the Stub Hub in a rainy evening when you made your ring walk. And let me tell you, Oscar, was that maybe the best fight of your career? How would you sum that up? And I bring it up because Me shooting photography that night in the pouring rain, watching you fight and watching that performance, I was completely blown away.
I mean, yeah, it was definitely one of the most toughest fight in my career because, as everybody knows, he broke my jaw in the fifth round. So it was tough to go all the rounds having a jaw broken. It was very painful, but losing was never an option for me, and even to this day, losing is never an option. That's why I work hard every day for the loss, for that decision never to come. Always try to work hard, and I was well prepared for that fight. I was well prepared, even though my opponent Scott Quigg didn't make weight. I was confident that I was going to win the fight because I worked so hard, and I just had a lot of faith in my team and had a lot of faith in myself that all that hard work, I didn't want it to go to the trash. So my manager Frank Espinosa, my father, even Bob Arum told me, if you don't want to take the fight, I understand. He's too heavy, but nobody wanted me to take the fight. But I sat down and I was like, I know I can win this fight. I talked to my father, Papa, please let me take this fight. I talked to Frank, please let me take this fight. I know I'm gonna beat him. I'm not gonna lose. So I convinced him somehow. I convinced him to take the fight. I was sure I was gonna win, but we got that little mistake that we put our hands down in that round and got my jaw broken. And that was the bad part about that fight. But the good thing is that a lot of people recognize me after that. If I can go back in time, I would not change nothing because that's the fight that really put me up there. A lot of people, I got a lot of respect from a lot of people after that fight. So I'm very, everything happens for a reason. The good thing is that I didn't lose that fight. The good thing is that I won. I think I won it clear. And that's without a doubt the toughest fight of my career. And the toughest thing wasn't during the fight because the fight, we're at the end of the day, we work hard to win. We're used to hitting, we have getting punched in the face. We're used to getting body shots. It's we go through that struggle every day in the gym. The hard part was after the fight, when a fighter's uh, finishes a fight, the first thing he wants to do is obviously drink some water, go eat because you had a long training camp of a strictly diet. Mind you, this was 126, a featherweight. I will struggle a lot to make weight. That's one of the reasons why I had to go up to 130 because at
Right.
126, I will struggle a lot to make weight. So after this fight, the number one thing that's in my mind is drink some water, eat some food, and go back to my family back in Hermosillo, Sonora. So we get out the ring, and I didn't know we were supposed to go to the hospital get my mom. I thought, so we might go to a hospital, have 1 hour set up, and then I'll catch the first flight the next morning, not knowing that I was gonna go in the hospital without, without being able to drink no water, no food, and I literally stayed for a full day in the hospital without no eating because I was gonna go through surgery. And once I got the surgery done, I didn't know my mouth was going to be wired shut. I thought it was going to be something just on the
Right.
bottom. So my mouth was wired shut. And, the number one thing as a fighter wants after a fight is eat. Go back to his family and be able to eat because it's 2 or 3 months of hard, strict diet. And after a fight, my mouth was wired for another 2 months without being able to eat. So that was a hard part of all of this. Going back to my family, everybody wanted to eat. But one thing is me not being able to eat, but another thing is watching your family not wanting to eat in front of you because they
Right.
they, they,
Right.
they feel bad for you. But
Sure. Sure.
it was just pretty tough. It was 2 months of extra struggle after that fight. So without a doubt, that was the toughest fight of my career to
Man,
this day.
I'll tell you, hands down, man. This is why I'm a huge fan.
Thank you.
As a fighter, you fight I right, but to put it out the way you do as a boxer is totally incredible. Let's talk about here and now. Of course, um, teaming up with Eddie Reynoso. How's that going? Your last fight, you did very well. You got rid of you know, um, the Puerto Rican fighter from Puerto Rico, you know, Jason Velez. So how things going? And we know something really big is knocking on the door for you.
I mean, things have been going well with me and Eddie. Eddie's a hard worker, and he's a he's a trainer who likes to work a lot on technique, trying to perfect every punch. If you throw a jab, just throw the perfect jab, just throw the perfect right hand, the perfect uppercut. Just work on the waist. on the head movement. So there's a lot of repetitions with Eddie. So I think, I was conscious that I wasn't going to learn everything just on one camp. I had several camps with Eddie already, and then I feel we've advanced a lot. I still think I haven't shown my full potential inside the ring. For one thing or another, I just haven't shown it yet. I do perfect sparring sessions. I feel great, but for some reason inside the ring, obviously my opponent is also training to fight me, so I still haven't got that fighter where I can push myself and show my best, the best side of Oscar Valdez. So um, I definitely feel me and Eddie have been advancing, but hopefully my next fight, everybody can see a better version of myself.
Now, of course, the boxing media out there, all of us, we support you. I
Mhm.
talk with my colleagues over at Supreme Boxing, my colleagues at Front Proof Media, Sidestep Boxing, and right now the talk out there in boxing is you versus Miguel Bachel. What are your thoughts if that fight was to be signed, and what are your thoughts of getting in the ring with Bachel? And that is a great fight for you.
It's a great fight for myself. It's a great fight for the fans, and it's a great fight in general. I think everybody would love to see that fight. Alacran Biches is a tough fighter. He's a great champion. There's a reason why he holds that belt. He didn't get there easy. Um, but I want that belt. That's that one belt I've always wanted ever since I was a kid, and I'm going for it. I'm shooting for the stars. I'm going for everything. Todo nada. So I'm very excited for this. And the fight's gonna happen. The fight's gonna happen because it's gonna happen. I'm the mandatory fighter. Alacran Berchet wants it, and I want it, and I think the fans want it as well. Everywhere I go back home in Sonora, everybody talks about that fight. They get excited. They get worried. Everybody gets worried. People who love me, my family, they go, "Vas a pelear con Alacran," and
Claro.
they're scared for some reason. And I tell them, "Yeah, vamos a Alacran. No, no pasa nada. We're gonna train hard and we're gonna win." That's my mindset. That's my mentality. I would never go in there thinking about that I'm gonna come out second place, third place. I'm always gonna think about myself as number one, and that's the reason why I have won all my fights. Ever since I was an amateur. I've always been a very competitive guy. I've always tried to push myself, and now that I'm in the 130 division, 130 pounds, why not go for the best fighter? Who I consider the best fighter in this division right now is Alacran Bichette. That's why I choose to fight with Alacran Bichette.
Oscar, when you think about a fight like this, I mean, it speaks in the breath of talking about a Barrera Morales type of fight, a fight that is so proud for the Mexican community and for the Latino community in general. This is a real, pure, great fight, and it's very, very exciting. So, being back in training camp, things are going well. Your weight's good.
Oh, everything's good right now. We've been active since ever since COVID started. We started training in January, and we just started training because the fight was supposed to happen in March, but due to COVID-19, it kept on getting postponed and then postponed. Then he got a fight, then I got a fight against Jason Velez, and things have been going well. So I've been active this whole year. I've been trying to stay active because this is my dream fight. This is the like a lot of people have mentioned it. They see this fight as a potential fight like Eddie Morales and Marco Antonio Barrera, a fight that marked my life. And when I was a kid, I've always admired. My idol has always been Eddie Morales, and I have a lot of respect and I admire a lot Marco Antonio Barrera. So for the people to consider this fight as one of those, it means a lot to me. Uh, I have a lot to prove to the people. I can't let them down. They want to fight like Marco Antonio Barrera and Eric Morales, then I have to train very hard and I have to go in there and put up a fight like I always try to do. I gotta be smart, but the people want to see a good fight, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna go in there and just start running, trying to run the fight just to win. I'm gonna go in there and give the fans what they want, which is a tough fight. And like I think Alacran's Berchet style and my style, I think it's perfect for that. So
Oh yeah.
I'm just gonna go in there and prove everybody wrong who's doubted me.
Oscar, you it's no question you as a champion, you're such a big fan of boxing.
Yes.
We're 3 weeks away from your top ranked colleagues fighting in the bubble. The first question, which I have to, is what I'm sure you have examined and seen the fights in the bubble. What are your thoughts of this new COVID situation fighting in the bubble and knowing that you're possibly going to have to be in that situation?
It's definitely a little weird. It's definitely something that I've not experienced ever. Even when I was an amateur, I have had a crowd be there, and I've had a little bit of fans, family members support me and yell. So this was the first time where I was literally fighting as a competition, and nobody was there. It felt even worse than a sparring session because sometimes in sparring sessions, there's you got your teammates telling you what to do, and you got more people. This time it was very weird, actually being here, my opponent's corner, hearing what they were going to tell him. I would hear my opponents tell him work to the body, so I will actually try to take care of the body shot. So
Right.
it was a little different, but at the end of the day, we're fighters. That's what we're born to do, and then at the end of the day, without crowd or no crowd, there's only two people inside the ring who are actually fighting, and that's my opponent and myself. So it was different, but at the same time, it's kind of the same. It was different where I got the chance to put my opponent in the canvas, knock him down, and it was weird not hearing the fans not yell and scream
Yeah.
and gritar. And so I said, okay, all right, no applause, no nothing. It was a little weird, but at the same time, like I said, fighting is the same thing. It's competition, and myself, I'm always trying to stay focused and concentrating on just winning the fight, and trying to put up a good fight for the fans, which I see a lot of people were watching it, and just do everything I can to win.
Once again, Oscar Valdez, man, we are so grateful and so appreciative of you coming on the show.
No
And the
problem.
second question, champion, of course, as a boxing fan, knowing that your colleagues are going to be in the ring in 3 weeks, Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez, we would just love to know your thoughts of that fight and your analysis of what do you think about that fight.
Well, we were just literally talking, my manager and I, about that fight, Lomachenko and Teofimo. And my manager Frank, he said that Lomachenko was gonna put a beating on him, and I'm looking more to the side of Teofimo beating. I can see Teofimo beating Lomachenko because he's a bigger fighter. A lot of people might think, might say, oh, Lomachenko is gonna walk him down, this and that, and he's gonna use his footwork, but I see Teofimo. If I see somebody winning, I'm rooting for Teofimo. I can see Teofimo beating him because he's a bigger fighter. Lomachenko and no other fighters. Nobody's God. Nothing is written in life. Nothing says that Lomachenko is unbeatable. And I
Right.
like I like Teofimo's mindset. That's the same thing
Yes.
Teofimo says. He says he's no God. He's no phenomenon that he's unbeatable. He's untouchable. He has lost before against City Salio, and he has been put down on the canvas by Linares. People didn't give Linares a chance. They thought Linares, was gonna gonna get a beating. He did lose, but he put Lomachenko on the canvas. I think if Teofimo lands one of those good shots, just one, he just has to have one big shot to Lomachenko, which is still hard. Don't get me wrong. We're talking about Lomachenko. Uh, Lomachenko moves good angles. He has great footwork. There's a reason why he's a champion. There's a reason why everybody considers him one of if not the best pound for pound, but definitely top three. Um, there's a reason why he's up there. But if Teofimo can land one good shot, I think he could put Lomachenko in the canvas and definitely win the fight. So I'm rooting for Teofimo Lopez.
Thank you, Oscar. We really appreciate your thoughts on that fight. And the land the plane, man, Oscar, we kindly ask you, give a shout out to all your supporters, your fans, everybody that just supports Team Valdez.
Oh, but just thank you to everybody. Thank everybody for the support. I do feel it. I hardly get on social media to read the comments and this and that, but every time I do, I see nothing but good words, good positivity. And I just want to say thank you for everybody for the support. Y muchas gracias a toda mi gente que me ha apoyado durante toda mi carrera. Les quiero decir que mi siguiente pelea les voy a tratar de brindar un buen espectáculo y me voy a traer ese título para mi casa, con el favor de Dios. Les mando un saludo a toda mi gente. Cheers to everybody.
Oscar Valdez, thank you so much. Have a great training camp, champ. We are just super excited about what's up and coming for you. And we hope later on in the future you come back on the Slip Punches show.
Hopefully. Yeah, anytime, I would love it. And thank you so much for the support.
Thank you, Oscar. Keep on punching, champ. We'll talk to you soon.
Simón.
Take
Saludos.
care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in the Slip Punches show with Oscar Valdez. Great young man. We appreciate him coming on the show. We should be back on top of the hour. I have a surprise guest coming on. I don't want to confirm his name as of yet, but we'll see what's going to happen within the top of the hour. Once again, Damon Gonzalez from Latinbox Sports. Appreciate everybody's support. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.